Okay, for our recipe today, we are going to use our instant pot instead the traditional stuff. Okay, so there is nothing there, but we are going to cook today, like I was telling you, our famous chili and beans, or chili con can, like British said. So I had here one onion that I had to chop it. I had half piece of garlic cloves. Oh, we need a lot of flavor with the cloves. I had here my fresh mushroom and my secret ingredient, that is 3 medium zucchinis. So first of all, we had to chop the onion, the garlic, and I start to saute my beef. So I come back when I had mostly chopped everything. See you in a bit. Okay, so I had my instant pot in saute. So I will add my beef. Okay, so I just add the beef. It's a lean beef. So I need to start sauteing this. When it's almost good, I will add my onion and garlic. See, the meat is almost cooked, it's almost done. So at this moment, I'm going to add our garlic and onion. It could look like too much, but never is too much garlic and onion. Okay, so that is our garlic, our onion. We still cooking this for a little bit. Now is the time to add 1 can of tomato. Yep, 1 can of tomato. And we stir a little bit. You can use fresh tomato. In my case, I like to use 1 can of tomato and salt and 1 fresh tomato, just to melt the flavors. So we add that can of tomato. Okay, so now I add my fresh tomato after the can of tomato, and then you can keep this step at the end, but I like to put it now in small pieces of my zucchini. Some people, like my husband, they prefer to add big chunks and almost till the end, because they want to, when you eat the bites, right? In my case, I like to get mushy and this completely disappear in my sauce. Okay, so this is it's up to you guys. So depends how did you like it, how is your preference, but in my case I like to put it now, so the zucchini hopefully disappears in all our sauce. Okay, so now this is the easy steps. I'm just going to add my beans and my spices. For spices, I will add chili powder, that is the chili ancho powder, and I'm going to add the cumin. You can add cumin. You can add, what would you like to add, Tyler, in the chili?
Beer.
Oh,
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. There are people that add peanut butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually peanut butter could be good because, yeah, but I don't think peanut butter. I don't know. We can try to add peanut butter if you like. But at the moment we are going to add, so there is our tomatoes, and we are going to add our first can of beans. That this is this one.
Oh, yeah. Drain it.
That is the kidney beans. And then you can rinse the beans or just add with all the all the stock. In my case, I will add with all the stock, and this is what. Okay, and then we are going to add chickpeas. Also, it depends how much are you doing. Are you cooking? You can add another can. That could be 3 kinds of beans. You can add also black beans or any kind of beans you like it. Okay, so ours is with kidney beans and chickpeas. Okay, now at this moment you can add mushroom and carrots. We are going to add just mushroom, and then we had some carrots at the fridge, but we are going to add it till later because our carrots are already salted, cooked. So just we add. You can add salt now. In our case, we are going to skip the salt.
Oh, put a little in.
Put a little bit of salt.
The beans that we used were no salt.
Oh, okay.
So we'll add a little salt in.
And then this is the chili ancho powder. So it depends how much, but how much could you like? So I think half a spoon will be, 2 spoons will be fine. Ow. And another one. Okay. And then we had our coriander seeds, and then for this just like another spoon. It depends how much you like, but I think 1 spoon. And cumin. There is one chef that I work with, he loves cumin. I didn't know that he's from Ecuador, and he said that people from Ecuador like really cumin. So okay. In Mexico we also like cumin, and I know that Indian people from India, they love cumin. But I think like probably 2 spoons will be fine. No more. For me, the cumin, I found the cumin very, very strong flavor. But just like that.
And it's a good idea to read the package of your chili powder that you choose to use, because sometimes the chili powder is actually a blend. So not only the chili, but oftentimes it'll have cumin or coriander along with it. So if that's the case, then you would add less coriander and cumin specifically.
And then just a little bit of salt, pinch of salt. Okay, I'll put a little bit more. Okay, and that's it.
Thank you.
Alright, so now you can go to watch your movie or do whatever you want. Okay, our pot, it has for saute, has automatically 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes go off. But now we are going to add or change it to slow cook or stew. I think we're going to add it to stew and leave it there. Yeah, so now our food is ready, so we just need to place the lid and, like I just say, go to do your other activities.
Wrong way.
Remember,
Towards the back.
oh yeah, there is. Okay, so for our cheese biscuit, we had here flour,
4 cups.
4 cups. We have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 6 teaspoons of baking powder, and then chives and chili flakes, just how much you wish. Okay, and then we're going to add our butter. Oh, the beautiful hands. So that is working with 1 cup of butter. Remember that when we do this kind of dog, some people they call in Mexico broken dog, because you have to start working with these pieces of butter and the dry ingredients. So cheese biscuits are my favorites. So you start working with like that, with that tool, to get your dog like a sand. Yeah.
You want little pieces of dough, little pieces of butter throughout your dough there to create the layers in your biscuit. Or a knife to cross-check in your dough to chop it, the flour, and to chop the butter in. The other thing you can do is chill or freeze your butter and then actually use a grater and grate it.
Oh,
Your 1 cup of butter.
Nice. So now we are adding our cheese. We have some of the Havarti and cheddar. Mix it.
Mix it to get the cheese flour coated.
Oh.
And that helps kind of separate the cheese too from each other, so you didn't get too big of blobs in your biscuit. Even though a nice amount of cheese is good, you don't want too much, because then your biscuit doesn't raise properly.
Okay.
It got too heavy. So that's what we do. And then 1.5 cups of milk, and I cheat a little bit. I use 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of water. I like that a little bit better.
Okay.
And you mix it enough so that it comes together. Sometimes you might need a little bit more liquid. Sometimes you might need to add a little bit more flour. But before you decide to add anything more, give it a couple of more stirs. Give it like 10-15 seconds more of stirring. Because sometimes it might actually just be enough and you're going a little too fast because you think, oh, it's not going to come together, but it will. You can see my bowl is a little worse for wear. It's seen better days. This was a bowl I used to bake with my mom, so there was many cookies baked in here. Zucchini loaves and that sort of thing. So I don't quite have the heart to throw it out just yet. And it's hard to find a nice big mixing bowl like this.
Yeah, because it's white, right?
Yeah, I like the wide open. It's good for mixing. Some of them are quite tall now. So this is a little bit on the dry side. If you see at the bottom of the bowl, I have a little bit of loose flour that's not quite mixing in, like it's not clumping together or it's not forming together. So
you need a little bit of more milk?
Yeah, and when I do that, I just add more milk, not water.
Okay. Okay.
A splash.
Oh, a splash of milk. Mm.
And don't worry if there's still a little bit of flour that's not quite mixing in, because you can just pick that up, mash it into your dough when you start kneading it. But I had quite a bit there. I had probably a good half cup that was not mixing in. You have to knead it to create the layers in the biscuit.
Oh, I understand.
So that's the layer of the dough. It's almost like a pastry. You're creating the layers of the dough to create the layers that you like to peel apart. And this is a trick that I saw somebody do a long time ago. Was they use a placemat, plastic placemat, instead of your kitchen towel, your counter, to roll out your dough and knead your dough and that sort of stuff. It's much easier just to put this in the sink and give it a good wash, or into your washing machine, than it is to
clean all the counter.
Clean your whole countertop. And if you're like me, sometimes you don't think a long time in advance. So what happened before sometimes is that I clean the countertop and then start making my recipe, and then I didn't necessarily rinse it enough. I remember one time I made a thing and I didn't clean it enough, and my biscuits had a little bit of a bleach scent to it, so I had to throw it out and start all over. So because I'm using a smaller placemat, I chop it into half and just deal with half at a time. And you just kind of mush it, flatten it out, and fold it together. And you want to do it quite quickly, because you don't want the heat of your hands to melt too much of that butter before it's in the oven. And you want to knead it and fold it over at least 10 times. I like to do 12 or 13 to make sure that I get enough of the nice layers. And you just kind of play it by ear. Sometimes when I start it, I keep it quite thick when I'm folding it. But then when I'm getting more ready to say, okay, I've got my 8th, 9th, 10th flattening, I try to flatten it out a bit more. Because when you make the biscuit with your cookie cutter, you want this to be about a centimeter and a half thick.
Okay. I think we are like a 25.
So I'm actually going to get up the rolling pin. So as I'm rolling, what I'm really doing is pressing quite hard when the roller is in the middle of my my dough, to press it out, and kind of loosening up, less pressure when I get to the edge. one's trying to come off my pad placemat, so I'm just going to turn the direction and push them the other way. So about 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters thick. And this, for a change in terms of baking and cooking, is actually on a non-greased pan.
How long is going to the oven?
How long? Until they're done.
Yeah.
They expand a little bit, but not too much. So, you know how the others always say, like,
I think this
2 centimeters apart all the time, an inch apart? They can get a little bit closer. But not too close. Because the more air around them, you get a nice little bit of, see, and I didn't quite make that round.
Oh.
But that makes my biscuits unique.
Oh. And this is like a moon.
So I have a little bit left over. Just going to gently fold that together. I find that after you've kneaded it this many times and whatnot, I try not to actually play with it too much because sometimes it just gets a little tough.
Is that possible that we can, I don't know, if we can save the other dog for another day if we decide? Do you think we could do that?
I have, are you asking me on camera?
Yeah.
I have never done that before. Who wants to save biscuits? I eat them.
Okay.
I think it would be okay. It's just flour and butter and milk, right? So if you've freezed it or put it in your fridge if you want to bake fresh the next day, that's fine too. This one is
Okay, our biscuit just came from the oven. How long have it been at the oven, Cosby?
12 minutes.
12 minutes, okay. Like can you see? They are golden. We didn't add any egg to the top. No. We just leave it like that. And it's got a really nice color. Look at that. And I can't wait. I want to eat it right away. Okay, these little guys just came from the oven. I can't wait. I already have 2. And this is my 3rd. So, grab a pickup jam, a strawberry jam, or just like this. See? There's lots of butter, lots of cheesy goodness. Yeah, with your coffee in the morning, perfect. Or like today with our chili. Okay, so you wanna have my plate? So our chili is ready. We have our delicious biscuit that is the perfect match for this chili. It's so good. Remember, I add just a little bit of carrots at the end. That I had already cooked carrots at the fridge, so I just added when my chili was already cooked. I put at the slow cooker around 2 hours to concentrate all the flavors. 1 hour. So, have a good night, or have a good day, or See you next time. God bless you. Bye bye.